Hi, it is me, Pinky Orange Girl again, and even though I make Splatoon 3 content, I decided to take a break from that and talk about the Mario movie instead. I didn't actually watch it on release date, instead I watched it on 11th of April, so yeah. So this review is gonna be split into three parts. Get it? Part 1, the spoiler free section. Part 2, the spoiler section. And part 3, what I would love Nintendo and Illumination to do to improve the movie with its sequel. Without further ado, let's go! So for this part of the video, the main things I'm gonna talk about are the plot, characters, animation, and did I like the Super Mario Bros. Movie or not. I wanna dive into the characters even though they are not really fleshed out, which was expected both from Nintendo and Illumination. They were a total blast to watch. First, I'm gonna talk about Princess Peach because she got the most controversy surrounding the characters in the movie. And to be honest, she didn't seem that much of a girl boss as expected. She's actually very supportive of Mario, and whatever bad things happen to him, she's always very worried about him, and I like it. I'm very glad that she isn't a Mary Sue nor a Me Too, as some critics claim her to be. Anya Taylor-Joy's voice was very good fit, judging by the trailers, and also for the East European dub that I watched, her voice was very good as well. Next, Mario. To be honest, he's just as enjoyable to watch as Peach. Maybe it's because of the fact that he's very socially awkward person like me. I also love how selfless he is and how much loves his brother and wants to protect him at all costs, which proves all the bad brother type relationship believers that are totally wrong. I can't comment about Chris Pratt on that because just as I said, I watched it in another country and not in English. So if you want to know about that, just check out other YouTubers. Next, Luigi. I mean, without him, the movie would have been called Super Mario Movie. And again, he's very entertaining. I wish I could see more out of him, especially with Bowser. He's just as adorable as in the games, like he's a coward and no spoilers, but the scene where he gets chased by the dragons actually terrified me because I watched it in 3D and it looked like they were approaching me as well. If you still haven't seen the movie, you should watch it in 3D. I highly recommend it. I'm not gonna talk about all the characters in the movie just to don't make it a 10-hour long video. So the last character I want to talk about is Bowser. Oh yeah, baby, he's definitely one of my favorite characters in the movie, and I'm not sure if he's my favorite. Still, I had a blast seeing him on screen, and no spoilers, but this song fucking slaps, and if you haven't heard it yet, you should go and listen to it, even though you haven't seen the movie yet. I love the fact that there's an established softer side to him, and that makes him feel way more sympathetic, and maybe he's gonna team with Mario at some point in the future. So now let's talk about the plot that's like completely non existing. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but as is pretty much everybody said, the plot is very paper thin, and that doesn't really bother me because I wasn't expecting another Puss in Boots The Last Wish here, so let's just talk about the animation instead. I love how vibrant and alive is the animation with characters' expressions. The Mushroom Kingdom and the Jungle Kingdom look so gorgeous that I wish to see more out of these locations, maybe in the future. No clue. Last thing I'm gonna talk about before the spoiler part, where I'm gonna discuss the entire plot of the Super Mario Bros. Movie, is my opinion. That's probably the reason why you clicked on the video, or is it the fact that I'm a Splatoon fan talking about the Mario movie? No idea. Anyway, in my opinion, I had a good time watching it, especially in the theater, because it was so big, and me, my sister, and my dad weren't the only people in there. I will give it like a 7 out of 10 because there are a lot of issues for me, and the biggest problem I have with it was the pacing. The movie just moves quicker than Dash from The Incredibles, and we didn't get enough time in most of the locations, especially the Mushroom Kingdom. I mean, Bowser is gonna destroy that kingdom anytime soon, and we haven't seen much of it. If we were to spend in there for at least 2 to 3 more scenes and look at it from Mario's perspective, it would have increased the stakes a little more. And maybe have him interact with some of the Toads in the kingdom and our main Toad voiced by Keegan Michael Key to show him more stuff. I don't know, just do more. I don't mind the fact that we didn't spend much time in Brooklyn because that was the least interesting part of the movie, so it was fine. The Jargo Kingdom, on the other hand, I wanted to see more out of it, but not that much. Like maybe another 10 minutes in there, and it would have been fine. Before we enter the spoiler section of the video, make sure to like and subscribe, and if you want me to talk about the Nintendo Cinematic Universe thing, let me know in the comments below. Now, here we go! Even though I'm gonna talk about the entire plot and every scene in the movie, I'm not gonna show a footage of that scene that I am talking about, and if you already saw the movie, then you should properly recognize it. Without further ado, let's talk about it from the very beginning. No, not the opening scene of Bowser stealing the star from the penguins. No, not the Super Mario Bros. Plumbing commercial because I don't have much to say about them. Instead, let's just start talking about the scene where we meet former Spike for the first time. Even though he doesn't have a big role in the story as I thought, before I thought he would be the one to force Mario and Luigi to go underground to fix the pipes and then they will find the water pipe and so on and so forth. He's still kinda an important character for that scene to work, and not only does it establish their poor plumbing business, and also shows how Mario protects and cares about his brother when Spike bullied him. So this is the first, oh wait, I'm sorry, the third praise I will give the movie after the Bowser opening and Mario and Luigi's plumbing commercial. We're off to a great start. You can't imagine my enjoyment back then. Let's skip forward a bit when they show Mario and Luigi going through a construction site and how it looks like 1-1 from the original Super Mario Bros. Game, and I loved it so much. When they arrive at the house to fix the pipes, things start going kinda downfall. Not because I didn't enjoy it, but because I don't like that dog who attacks Mario and Luigi because it reminded me of the Secret Life of Pets movies. And after the entire mess, the movie doesn't address what happened after the dog fight when the owner saw her dog getting out of the toilet. Was she mad at them? Did she even care? No clue. After the family dinner scene, Mario goes to his room playing Kid Icarus on the NES, which was surprising to me. He feels very down on his luck after what his dad told him about his business and how he brings Luigi down. The scene was a little emotional for me, and maybe it should have made me cry if it wasn't this short because he saw on TV a great food was around the entirety of Brooklyn. I will skip a little more up to the scene where Mario enters the water pipe. This scene is just visually gorgeous, especially in 3D. So yeah, Mario enters to the Mushroom Kingdom and meets Toad. Then skip a little more and we go to one of the coolest parts of the movie to see in 3D. Luigi being alone searching for Mario with a flashlight gives me hard Luigi Smasher vibes and I love it. But it even gets better when the dry bones show up from the ground. If you see this in 3D, it will look like those dry bones aren't just approaching Luigi, but also you, and it totally gave me goosebumps. I want to see this movie again in 3D, just for this scene alone. Skipping forward a bit, when Mario goes with Toad to Peach's castle, we all have seen this scene before. I love this scene for the world building and the music especially, that I wanted to see more out of this kingdom before Peach, Toad and Mario go on their adventure. I want to live there, except for Splatsville. Okay, I'm gonna stop here. Bottom line is there's both good and bad stuff to be found in there. I stopped talking about the plot because I want to be focused more on my hopes for the sequel. So, here they are. Let's start first by talking about Luigi not having that much screen time. For the sequel, we need more of Luigi and maybe to focus on Mario and Luigi's relationship as brothers. Even though the part where they reunited in the end made my heart warm, I want to see more heartwarming scenes. Another thing about the sequel, I want Toad to have more of an active role. I mean, sure, you can argue that he already has an active role in the movie and how more active he can be in the sequel. Good question. In the sequel, I want to see him be more brave and have a closer relationship with the Mario Bros. Maybe by helping them with Yoshi to return home. Next point, Yoshi. I mean, it's already been revealed it's gonna have an active role in the sequel, but it isn't revealed what kind of role it's gonna get. As a lot of people speculate, the main goal is gonna be Mario and Luigi have to return Yoshi to his home, and I would love to see that, especially when this was the same premise in Yoshi's Islands games, but in reverse. I can see Nintendo doing that premise. Anyway, next up, Peach. The two things I want the most from Peach are to learn a lot more about her backstory, how exactly she saw this magic warp pipe and went through it when she was an infant. And the other thing, I want Peach and Mario to start have feelings to each other. You can argue they already think of each other romantically by flirting and stuff, but for me they seem more like chill friends than a sweet romantic couple. Maybe Peach will have less of an active role because new characters are gonna appear. I want Daisy. But still, in her castle, she will be dreaming about Mario and write letters to him and get this to bake a cake for him. That would be amazing. Next up, Bowser. I feel like he isn't going to be the new threat. Maybe it is gonna be his son Bowser Jr. I mean, when is Bowser Jr. ever going to appear in any of these movies besides the sequel? And I don't know what kind of role he will have. Maybe he will be the one to free his dad from the cage and make him bigger again. I don't know. But I feel like Bowser Jr. has to appear. And maybe the couplings, but I feel like the couplings are going to appear in the third movie if there's even going to be a third movie. But still. Okay, last but not least, I want new characters to appear in the movie as everybody does so. And what new characters I want to see in the sequel? As I said, I want to see Bowser Jr. Okay, that's fair. Wario and Waluigi. That's definitely going to happen. I don't know about Waluigi, but I certainly know that Wario is gonna appear. Like, there's no fucking way that he's never going to appear. And a lot of people think that maybe Rosalina is gonna appear, but I still feel like if they're going to make a trilogy of the Mario movie, I feel like she will be saved for the third movie. And for the sequel, the second movie, I feel like Daisy is going to be the first to appear and then Rosalina. Because Luigi needs love as well as Mario. And who else to be other than Daisy? The only new character they confirmed for the sequel is Yoshi, and as I said, it's going to be the main premise of the movie. As I said, like Yoshi's Island premise, but in reverse. The only thing that I really want out of Yoshi that it isn't very confirmed is I don't want Yoshi to talk. I just want Yoshi to be like, Yoshi! And no celebrity to voice him, please. But it also begs the question, are there the other Yoshis that they were in the movie that are different colors other than green? Are they going to play a main role in the story, or is only going to be the green Yoshi? That's like, I don't know. But it would be interesting to see other different color Yoshis maybe used by the others. Maybe Peach will be riding a pink Yoshi, the Toad is gonna ride a red Yoshi, Luigi is gonna ride I don't know what color Yoshi, and Mario is gonna be a green Yoshi. You know, like in New Super Mario Bros. Wii, the multiplayer. Remember that? Let's get around to talk about Rosalina in the movie, because a lot of people speculated that she's gonna be in there because Lumali appears in this movie, and I still don't know why Lumali is in this movie at all, but I still don't feel like she's going to be in the second movie regardless of Lumali and what Lumali is gonna do in the sequel. It is gonna, I feel like maybe in the end credits of the second movie, Lumali is going to the sky to return to his mom, and finally this Lumali won't be depressed anymore. I don't know. While talking about the original characters, I completely forgot to talk about Donkey Kong. What is his role going to be in the sequel? I feel like he's gonna get sidelined because there's going to be a lot more characters that they need more focus. Donkey Kong is probably going to get his own spin-off movie, so he wouldn't be this important in the sequel. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what do you think is Donkey Kong going to do in the movie, and the same applies to Cranky Kong, especially Cranky Kong, because he's like maybe the least interesting character in the movie except for Mario's family members. Even Mario's family members are a lot more interesting to watch than Cranky Kong. Is it just me? I just didn't enjoy watching him. But anyway, I don't really know what Cranky Kong is going to do in the sequel. Let me know in the comments. I feel like for every Mario sequel, they will be exploring a lot more islands and kingdoms from the Mario universe. So for the first movie, they explored the Mushroom Kingdom, not that much, and I wanted more out of it, but still, and the Jungle Kingdom, aka Donkey Kong Island, and there were other kingdoms that were shown on the map. Obviously, the Ice Kingdom was completely destroyed by Bowser, so there's no way that they're going to introduce it in any other way in the sequel. But the other islands that are presented on the map that didn't get as much focus in the movie are Yoshi's Island and the Sand Kingdom, and I feel like they should get a lot more focus. Even Bowser's Kingdom didn't get a lot of focus, which is kind of strange. At first, I thought that the climax, the final battle between Mario and Bowser, is going to be in his kingdom, but instead it was in Brooklyn. So, yeah. I feel like even in the sequel, they should kinda explore more on Bowser's kingdom as well. Maybe the climax to be involved in Bowser's castle instead of Brooklyn. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Make sure to like and subscribe. And if you want to hear more about me talking about the Mario movie or the Nintendo Cinematic Universe thing, let me know in the comments. I will be happy to do that because, as I said, I cancelled my Let's Play Splatoon 3 series, so I'm sorry. So, yeah, bye.